He is risen. He is risen indeed. Greetings on this Easter morning. I'm Kristin Stoneking, Resident Bishop of the Mountain Sky Conference of the United Methodist Church. I'm guessing you have heard the phrase, if a tree falls in the forest, does anyone hear? Well, if a tree blooms beautifully in spring, but no one sees it, does it matter? Today, we come face to face with the empty tomb of Jesus. The verses that begin the 12th chapter of Luke tell us that Mary Magdalene and Joanna and Mary, the mother of James, and other women have come to the place where Jesus has been buried 3 days before. They're bringing spices to anoint him, in part to care for his body, but also knowing that the smell would be quite pungent. But he's not there. How could this be? And as the angels appear to them, they are reminded that Jesus told them that on the third day he would rise again. I wonder about the time, though, just before the women arrived at the tomb. Jesus was also not there before they discovered he was not there. Just like trees that bloom in the spring, the beauty of these early buds and flowers exists even if no one notices it. God's creative action in history is ongoing, whether we are engaged or not. The empty tomb did occur, even if no one knows of it. But when the women come and find the stone rolled away and they rush in breathlessly, they are becoming something new through their noticing and through this encounter. When the angels reiterate Jesus' words and they know again the truth of his message, resurrection is unfolding. Was the time before the women discovered the empty tomb fully resurrection? Well, of course it was. God is always making all things new, whether we notice or not. But in another sense, true, ongoing, unfolding resurrection requires our engagement. In the encounter, we acknowledge God and what God is doing and what it means in our lives, and we are changed. What it meant to the women to find the empty tomb was that the wisdom Jesus had shared with them while he was with them was true. They could experience new life in him. Whatever they had done, whatever shame they carried, whatever goodness they hoped for, it was all still possible through him. The encounter with the angels reminded them that he had told them this would happen. And so, of course, the other things he had told them, that they were beloved, that they did belong, these things were true too. In that engagement of the empty tomb and the beings there in dazzling white, they knew more fully that the miracles they had experienced during Jesus' earthly life would continue in this new time. Not only were they beloved, and not only did they belong, they were becoming something new through their encounter with the risen Christ. The scripture from Luke for today ends with the women running to tell the remaining 11 disciples what they had experienced. And in this we see the resurrection becoming real once again. In the telling, in the sharing of the encounter in the tomb, in a new encounter with the 11, the women are changed as they become the truth they are sharing. Finally, Peter's response is so significant. His encounter with the women bearing the news compels him to seek his own encounter. He runs back to the tomb and experiences for himself the resurrection, and he is changed. When we share the good news of life with Jesus, people are changed through that encounter. Jesus is always there in the fullness of life and love, but we need to turn to him. Engage him in the depth of who he was and who he is. And when we do this, we are seen, known, and beloved. Love is made real through that encounter. And I want this for everyone, don't you? The beauty of the trees budding around us this beauty is here all along, the exquisite smell, the intricacy of the leaf, but I want for everyone to notice and experience this beauty anew and afresh. Christians greet each other on this day with the words, "He is risen." These are the words I began with. The fact is that the tomb is empty. He is risen. And in our encounter with each other, proclaiming what we have experienced and being responded to by another, it is in this encounter that we are changed and made new. It is in this encounter that we experience resurrection. We encounter the risen Lord. It is just as important to proclaim He is risen on this day as it is to speak and hear the response. He is risen indeed. As we turn toward truth, we are met in love, in relationship with the risen Christ. Go out and share this good news. Happy Easter. Amen.